We are drawn to truth. When you're yourself, when you're authentic to who you are, you're in integrity with who you are. And a fun fact, because I love words, integrity comes from the word integer in Latin. If you remember in math, what is an integer? It's a whole number. When you're yourself, when you're in integrity with who you are whole. On the flip side, if you're inauthentic, if you're not yourself, you're not whole, right? You're split, you're divided. There's this, your true you, your highest self, and then some other version of where you're operating from. If you're operating here, this is what you're going to get. But if this is what you truly desire, you're always going to feel the gap. The closer that you can get to who you really are, it can change your life. You're less anxious because you're not resisting. We start attracting relationships, work opportunities, and choices that fit who you really are. You feel better, you treat people differently, and authenticity gives other people permission to be themselves. And then that creates a ripple effect with everyone that they interact with. So how can you tell if you're out of alignment? Sadly, most of us are out of integrity. We've been taught to shift who we are to belong, say yes to things we don't really want to do, to even not trust our own bodies. If you think about when you were a kid, maybe you were told, stop crying. And it's like, whoa, but my body wants to cry. That's what I need right now. No, don't do that. Or I'm hungry. What do you mean you're hungry? You just ate. Okay, let me not trust my body. And so with time, we really fall out of tune with our own intuition, our own signals, our own desires, our own wishes, our own needs. Or I pretended to be indifferent. I didn't want to be difficult. I don't really care where we eat. When asked between, Thai and Mediterranean, when really I preferred Mediterranean that night. Why not just say that? Who is going to be hurt by me saying I prefer Mediterranean? And that's a silly, small example, but we always start with the silly and small examples. Another thing is you might look like you have it all together, but you feel hollow inside or you feel stuck. I left Google a few months ago after 13 years of being there. And when I was telling somebody this, he's like, my goodness, the way that you write your announcements and your launches, it looked like you're really rah. Like he was just super surprised. And that's even worse, right? Because I'm further away from integrity if I'm pretending to be rah about something that I'm not excited about. Now, you can explain why, right? It's like a survival thing in your job. You want to do well. Put on this mask and you do the act and it's so performative and that's freaking exhausting. And that's exactly what being out of integrity can feel like. You feel exhausted by the roles that you have taken on, and it could be at work, it could be participating in the PTA, it could be leading your co-op board, being the person who figures out plans every weekend for your family or your friends group. And the thing is, we're free to speak up. And this is especially harder for systemic issues like religion, politics, race. But the reality is, regardless of the topic, integrity can be hard. And the reason is so simple. Culture requires consensus. I'm going to say that one more time. Culture requires consensus. So even though integrity can be freeing for you, it's hella hard because historically being part of a tribe, fitting in was required for survival. So even though today it's easier than ever to be independent, standing out still feels dangerous. It's how we're wired. So we always start small. A couple of ideas for you. Can you pause before automatically agreeing with the group? Can you admit, I don't have a strong opinion on that? Instead of choosing a side just to participate, can you share an honest opinion, even if it's unpopular? And again, do it in a small way that feels safe. We want to build our nervous system's capacity that it is safe to tell the truth. It is safe to be in our truth. In fact, this YouTube video is a form of me stepping further into my truth. I realized when I decided to make a YouTube channel, it was because I'd get so excited talking to people in real life, impromptu on these topics, the universe, energy, manifesting. However, the way most creators create videos is very structured. There's a ton of planning and it takes hours to make a video that's 5 to 10 minutes. That's why when people are like and subscribe, they're like, please, this took me so much time. I realized though that approach was fine, but it wasn't fun. The point is for me to share these ideas. It's not to be the most polished and perfect and buttoned up. And I should probably make a video on perfectionism because it's something that many of us, especially high achievers, and I know many of you are high achievers, it's something that many high achievers struggle with. So I did this differently. I'm not reading word for word from a script. and it feels good. For somebody else, that might be the wrong challenge. Like, that's not the way to stretch. And so, of course, I'm going to leave you with the prompt of where could you be more yourself? And it could be in the smallest way, like speaking up about your preference for, I don't know, going to the beach or hiking. The biggest changes come by making small changes consistently over time. So think about today, someone texts you like, hey, do you want to go to dinner? And if it's like a no, not really, you can tell them that with kindness. Oh, not tonight. Thank you so much for the invite. How's next week? Maybe there's something pending right now that you need to respond to. Start practicing. You're going to get so much better at it, and you're going to feel so much better, because when you're yourself, you're yourself. You are an integer. You are whole, and that feels complete. And we, all humans, just want to feel whole and complete. We're not seeking, we're not proving, we just are, and that's enough, because it is. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.